At the beginning of 2025, our team was still living in the UNRWA school displacement camp in Deir el-Balah, holding our weekly free baking day and distributing food and cash to hundreds of people in need. Then in mid-January, when the ceasefire was announced, they, along with thousands of others, excitedly journeyed back to the north. Though they found massive destruction in Shujaiya, they were so happy to be home. They got to work right away, building community wells, arranging drinking water deliveries, and distributing fresh food. In March, the bombing and sounds of gunfire returned, and new evacuation orders were issued to their area. The IDF closed the Netzarim corridor, halting the entry of all aid and isolating everyone in the north. They stayed and worked for as long as possible, but eventually tanks closed in and they were forced to flee their home again. Over the next few months, they kept working, despite repeated forced evacuations and constant violence. With limited food available, famine was spreading. The team had to focus on water deliveries and cash aid. In June, they organized dangerous journeys to the south to retrieve bags of flour to bring back and distribute. The bombing continued all around me, but they continued to source and distribute necessities to the community. Then in September, the IDF escalated their attacks on residential areas and announced that anyone who stayed in the north would be killed. Again, they stayed and provided aid to those affected for as long as possible. But eventually, hundreds of thousands of people were forced back to the south. The journey was grueling and expensive. They helped transport as many people as they could. Once settled in Zawaida, the team got to work building shelters and distributing goods. In October, a new ceasefire deal was announced, and everyone traveled back to the north yet again. This time, the IDF had completely destroyed their home neighborhood Shujaiya, so the family resettled in Zaytun. The occupation refused to allow vital aid into the city as they'd promised, but the team worked with local farmers and merchants to source fresh food and vital goods for the community. They ended the year by installing solar panels in their new area, distributing warm clothes and blankets, and reinforcing people's shelters in preparation for the harsh winter weather. And planned one final fresh meat distribution to hundreds of hungry people in need of protein and a hearty meal.